Well, good evening, peeps. This is a late night chat, and yeah. Right, I guess get comfy. Well, I can declare I'm at the end of my collection on crowdfunding and retail. This is it. My collection is complete. Bit of a surprise, really. I know it's coming close, but it's happening, dude. This is it, the final crowdfunding. Explore it. Wow. I've been going down a rabbit hole for the last 24 hours. This game's perfect for me. I love it. Love it. I mean, look at this. I don't even like forest games. I hate forests in any MMO I play or any video game I play. I hate going in forest areas. But this, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. What they're doing here is fantastic. I'll go down the pages. I have a little bit of a rant. Look up here, the Elder Scrolls. I did a video of this today. Like, I understand people interested in IP and all that stuff, but if they really want to join a really good adventure, this is it here. Explore it. Yeah. Anyway, you know, when you complete your collection, you're still open to getting expansions, of course, or any kind of follow-up to a game that's in a series. You know, if I look at my dungeon crawls, I've got Madara Acts 2 and 3 to come. I've got Gloomhaven, Frosthaven. Might even be a third in that series. And I've got Tanaris Adventures, Arena of the Contest. You know, so when it comes to dungeon crawls, I'm fully fulfilled with my dungeon crawls. When it comes to adventure games, I don't really have it's probably my favourite adventure. You know, my favourite game, Fallen Land. It's great post-apocalyptic adventure. Following that, Waste Night 2nd Edition, love that too. Talisman, absolutely love it. But really, if you've got those games, Hex Explorer is the perfect accompaniment if that's your favourite genre of games, is adventure games. And the open world nature of it is phenomenal, and the fact they're doing campaigns now to really double down on the lore of the volumes that they've got is phenomenal. So basically, the dev team here are specialists in hex crawls. They really are. Not only have they done 4 volumes, but they are working on a 5th volume in the series, which will be a mountain focus. That's going to be interesting. In fact, each of the volumes accompany each other because you can share classes and traits and stuff. It all joins together. You've got this hero box just so you can put all the heroes and all the traits and things from each of the volumes into one big box. Outstanding stuff. And yeah, I just want to kind of show you stuff that's the attention to detail that's going on this series. And for me, this is the big final Kickstarter, is this series I've fallen in love with. You know, you can see my pledge is already at 400. Wow. And I'm going to add something else in here because something's just been unlocked, which I'll show you as we go down. But essentially, they have... If you want an adventure and you want it replayable, this is absolutely wonderful, this system. It really is. And, you know, they've got a base box, they've got an expansion box. The expansion gives you everything, a little bit of everything from the main box. It's fantastic. They have a living card deck, which is adding more things to it, including legendary items and 2 quests that evolve through the game. That's really cool. And that they're going to be adding a campaign storybook to the world, which is my favorite thing that they're doing. So, but it's like number 1 and number 2, they are kind of the older properties here. But what they're doing on the stretch goals on this campaign is they are going back to the cards that had no art on them. And they're going to put art on the cards because they never had them on before. This is fantastic. So really, they're updating the game big time. showing you the art of the game, which is so cool. Because Volume 4, when Volume 4 came out, it already did this. It already upped the game to having art on all the cards. And here they are pushing it into Volumes 1 and Volumes 2. I mean, look at this map for the first volume. It looks so beautiful. It looks stunning. Imagine that on the table. You can't wait to move around this world. And this world is a survival world, peeps. It really is. You have to travel slowly at the beginning of the game so you can evade monsters if the encounter card has a monster. Really got to take it easy. You go in as a party. You discuss. You're talking to each other as a group as you're doing things. It's so cool as a cooperative experience because you're all partying up. If there's only two of you, you'll have two heroes. You're definitely going to want a healer. You're going to want a support person. You're going to want a tank. You're going to want a range character, maybe an archer or a spellcaster. Man, why not have 3 characters each? I mean, you know, it supports up to 6 players, so why not? And having a campaign to go through and tell stories in all of these areas, phenomenal. And in fact, this map here is the map that's been set out for the campaign, where there's going to be a persistent and things will change through time. In fact, the solo play, when you're open world in it, the map is generally different and it will evolve depending on how you're exploring. So that in itself, it's not like this is making all the tiles redundant in the base game. You can still have a generic thing coming at you, but it's still absolutely fantastic. And I think if I was doing open world, having an open world night and not playing the campaign, I'd still use this map just to kind of wow people, you know. But that is Volume 1. That's right. And that's just been unlocked. Volume 2, the forest. Look at this. Look at this map. You know, big dragon at the bottom. Wow, that's going to be epic. You know, and the kind of stuff that's going on and unlocking just sounds really cool. And, you know, even though I don't like forest areas, especially in World of Warcraft, I still enjoy the music from those areas. So, you know, playing wonderful elf music from World of Warcraft when I'm in this kind of area, that'd be really cool. I'm just really getting into the facts of these. And volumes 1, 2, and 3, you can actually have someone controlling the boss, you know, so you can actually get someone to do that, which is really nice. So you can even have a games master who's controlling the boss on the map, which is really cool in the open play, the open world play. But having now a campaign in this area sounds great. It really does sound great. So, like I say, the double downing on the lore of the area, and you're getting a fantastic role play experience when you go through these zones. And having 2 campaigns over Volume 1 and Volume 2 is great. Here's the thing though, my pledge is getting quite big at the minute, isn't it? And I've got another neoprene mat to add, which is this Volume 1. It's there is a vote going on at the minute whether they should have a double-sided mat where they have Volume 1 on one side and Volume 2 on the other side. So that's a little bit of vote going on for that. So we'll see what happens when we add this. But just to drop the pledge down a little bit, I might have to take off my Volume 4. This stuff. But actually, I'm not too concerned about dropping this because I know for a fact Volume 4 is going to have a campaign too, and a map. It's going to have another map. They're going to do maps for every volume. And up here, the Sands of Shurax, that is like the most difficult box that they've done. It's like the raid box, and I love that. Like if you play Talisman, the dragon box, It's like really hardcore hard. It's like a cooperative version of Talisman. It's so hard, but it's so enjoyable, especially when everyone's dying on the Dragon Tower and you finally take out the last dragon. It's epic. But this is going to be great. And in Sands of Shurax, you have like caravans moving across the desert, and you can actually bring that gameplay into the other volumes. Stunning. And in Sands of Shurax, your actual characters can evolve differently. They can mutate, which is odd, isn't it? Your class starts to mutate, and you can bring that interesting concept into the other volumes. So each of these volumes are adding gameplay that you can spread across them to really deepen your adventure, and that's really exciting. So my plan is then to go all in on volume 1 with the campaign, and all in on the campaign for volume 2, because that's what they're doing here on the Kickstarter. I mean, in the future, you're going to have Sands of Shurax having the same treatment, where it's going to get a campaign and a playmat. That's going to be wonderful, because if you're just coming back for that, what are you going to have to pay for? Playmat 34. So yeah, playmat 34, book 44. So it's going to be like $78 coming in, but you're getting a really awesome campaign book and mat. And if you look at this campaign book, look what it's not just a book's $44. Let me show you. It's a book, the PDF, the stretch goal pack, and the stretch goal pack is all of the cards getting art on them that are getting unlocked. So yeah, awesome stuff. So the plan then is get volume 1 and volume 2, get volume 3 when it comes out with the campaign, finally get volume 4, catch up to the initial pledge, and get the mat for that. And in the meantime, possibly next year, volume 5 is going to be coming out, but that can totally get on the back burner because I pretty much want to follow these in volumes now. Totally. And eventually, when I get round to 5, I want 5 with a campaign and a playmat. So I'm going to have playmats for all of these volumes. It's going to be wonderful. And volume 6, we have no idea what it could be, but it's definitely planned down the pipe. So basically, switching off all my Kickstarter channels, just unsubscribe from all of them. So I just don't get any information on news, basically. That's all I need to do. Because I'll get emailed when there's a new Explore It crowdfunding site. I'll totally get updated. I'll get updated if there's anything going with any of the campaigns that I've backed. Totally. And that's the way I'll go. I'm just going to get games from the companies that I've loved, got games from. I know they deliver wonderfully. I know what their policies are and all this stuff. And, having a final game with such deep coverage and love from the dev team, epic, and there's still so much to be developed for this campaign, and it's going to be carried on. It's like a living board game, still going to get continued over the next 5 years. Oh my god. Volume 3 got to have a campaign. Volume 4 got to have a campaign. Volume 5 and 6 yet to come out. They're going to need campaigns. And the beauty of it is, if you finish the campaign, you've still got that open world. The open world that is so replayable, and that what is the base game of the adventure is anyway. So the adventure, around here, I'm moving around all this. Where am I? These campaign books are, this got a gold award in the board game magazine that I get. They said it was just fantastic. And this is what I love about it. So yeah, a campaign that is just getting so much love and the attention. If they're just doing this for all their games, it's just perfect. It really is perfect. And you can just see some of the high quality art that they're putting in here. This art is now getting put on the cards. It's supposed to be a wonderful thing that you're going through. You can see how many pages they are. They've really knocked something out of the park. That's fantastic here. Price wise, when it comes to GameFound, this book's PDF, it's like $35. The PDF is $35. Hardback book, $44. So yeah, not going to be interested in any new Kickstarters. Is it going to expand one of my games in my library? Then I'm excited. And I basically see every volume as an expansion because you can bring in classes from these other volumes. You can bring in gameplay from these volumes to make the next volume deeper experience. And look at this. I mean, it's completely selling out here. Look, early ship, Realm Crosser. Sorry, sold out. Wow. And I'll tell you, that's an absolute deal, this. People are trying to sell just the 4 boxes for like $600 on eBay. Just for 4 of them. This is getting all their expansion boxes and 2 campaigns and the hero chest in. What a bargain. So yeah, certain stuff is selling out. It's interesting here as well, because on their stretch goal, they're hoping to do a reprint of Sands of Shurox here, look, because they're kind of running down. And it's funny because people in the comments say, we want some gameplay stretch goals. You've got a whole book, dude, of new content. The book's complete. They can't add pages to a book. And anyway, they're just enhancing all the cards to bring it up to Volume 4 standard. That's delicious. So the final campaign that I back is going to be a Hex Explore It Fall of the Ancients. I know this is going to get completely... I know it's going to get fantastic service over the years. They've got a master road plan going forward of new volumes being added and new campaigns being added. This is fantastic. It's like I've joined the Hex Explorer Club, and that's it. Just cut off new Kickstarters because my collection is fully rounded now. I feel like I've got everything I need, and I'm going to be getting more adventure stuff down the line, which is just going to be the cherry on the cake. My favorite genre. So there, peeps, I finally reached this landmark of my collection. Yeah. Let me show you one thing on here that's really cool. They have this GIF, and it's such an amazing gift. Look at this. Narration, content, and variability. This, I wish I could press this. You know, the amount of roles, races, and encounters between the different books here. Like you can see the Forest book has more items to buy, more campaign items, introduces relics. That was the thing with Volume 2, is to bring relics in. More chapter passages, but less heroic moments than the first volume. Has more encounters, more bosses, more allies, but has less roles and races. Volume 1 is all about roles and races, a massive amount in there. And a more unique number of shops, or 7 unique shops in the campaign for this one. That's really good. So you get like a little window here of the comparisons of the books. I really like that. Like I said, the attention to detail this small company have of showing off their stuff is remarkable. And this is why I think it's an amazing place to come and finish off your collection, because what great games you've got. Anyway, look at this. Heroes. You can see the first box there, 27. It's just so big. Volume 2 introduced Relics, Volume 3, 66 mutations. Oh my god. Look at Volume 4. Massive amount of encounters. More bosses in 4. Can't play a villain in 4. Complexity. The first one's considered the easiest to play and quickest to play. That's interesting, isn't it? You can see the traits and aspects came in Volume 3, and aspects come in the hero box as well. But when you get to see like all the chapters here, how they differ, what they're giving you, like 66 different mutations from Volume 3. Volume 4 is introducing blood magic, keepsakes, familiars. Keepsakes is what happens when you die. Familiar, just having a pet with you. That's really good. So again, they're all going to enhance one's experience. Can't wait to see what new things come in Volume 5 and new things in Volume 6. That's really exciting. Because down the line, it's going to be what theme do you want? Do you want to play fantasy? Do you want to play forest? Do you want to go into the desert? Do you want to play vampire? Do you want to play mountains? Whatever the 6 could be. Which one do you want to do? And then when you go into it, you're not playing the base game. You're bringing all these gameplay features in, like relics, mutations, keepsakes, familiars, blood spells, and whatever's coming down the pipe. It will be, and you'll have a massive amount of... look at all these classes. What's going on here? Look at all these races. It's insane. Look at this insanity of the amount of races. You've got like your own D&D system here. This is what I mean by, if you use an IP like Elder Scrolls, you are completely locked in behind a certain set of races because it's a light RPG. This is vastly deep. And that's super, super exciting. So there it is, peeps. This is just going to be fantastic. I'm always going to remember this, the cherry on the cake, and the cherry's going to get bigger. And as I complete this collection, it's going to look fantastic on a shelf. You can see they've designed it like a bookcase, and the expansion boxes go in between, looking fantastic. So I'll end up with Volume 1 and Volume 2, with their expansion content and the campaign stories between them, and the hero hex chest. And I'll come back here to pick up Volume 3 when it has a campaign. I'll do 4 when it gets campaign, 5 when it gets campaign, and 6 when it has a campaign, because I think 6 games is what they plan to do. And this is just bananas here. If you go to the Hex Explorers YouTube page, they have a game set up where they're using the map from Volume 1 and Volume 2 as like a giant version, like an epic evening. And that sounds fantastic. Can you imagine mixing the map up so it has a little bit of the fantasy, a little bit of forest, a little bit of desert, and a little bit of vampire land, that land they have there, a bit of mountains. You could really have an epic map to play a giant adventure. It sounds so good. I think it's going to eclipse Talisman with all the 4 corners, because this has so much potential for an even deeper role-playing experience, and that's why I've fallen deeply in love with this project, peeps. And there's so much to chew on here and so much to experience that I just don't need another Kickstarter now. I've just got so much stuff coming. I've got so much to look forward to now, and I'm doubling down on a game here that's getting fully supported by the dev team, and it's got a fantastic roadmap, and it's a real X-crawl adventure with campaigns, beautiful playmats, fantastic art, and systems bleeding into each volume to deepen the experience. And And with that, just going to be fantastic, peeps. Hex Explorer, I'm going to fall. It's going to be my epic best game ever, isn't it, when I get it to the table? Because it's just everything I'm reading, playthroughs I'm watching, just leaving me so excited, peeps. So that's it. I mean, end of the campaign, end of crowdfunding. It's been interesting 5-6 years, I guess, in the golden age. And I feel like I've got a massive collection now. And I guess from my play group, I'm guessing it's someone else can pick up the mantle. They can eventually start backing stuff if they're interested, because I am finished. And, but I'll still be happy, you know. Oh, this game's got an expansion. Really looking forward to it. The next volume of Hex Explorers out. Can't wait to get that. And that's how it's going to be, peeps. So I just thought I'd like to share this little explanation of the end of my collection, in that new stuff not really going to add to it, and really concentrating on my what my collection now. Start to double down on projects that I have, like going for the playmats for Frosthaven, doubling down on for Hex Explore it by just getting the first 2 volumes because they're fully complete with campaigns and playmats, like follow them through, pimp out my game, start painting minis, and you know, go to turn that corner and start a new chapter of having a board game collection. And that's where I'm going. So yeah, peeps, what will 2023 hold? Possibly painting, spray painting, and pushing more love into games that I have, and enjoying my collection when it gets to the table. And look out for the stuff yet to get delivered, and look out for the Hex Explore stuff when it comes, because that's going to get express trained to the table to play them out. They do say that you should play a little bit of the open world first before jumping into the campaigns, because the campaigns expect you to know the game, and that's fair enough, absolutely fair enough. And it will be interesting to see if the stories lead into each other through the different campaigns for each volume. I'm not sure how that links, but if all the races can be used, it's pretty much in the same world, isn't it? Same kind of map you're in, same world design that they've got going here. And it's an interesting picture, this, because the fox here is a familiar in Volume 4. And there's no familiars in Volume 2 unless you get Volume 4 and then mix it in. So there's a lot of wondrous things you can be doing here. And this concept of mixing all these gameplay features and mixing everything in, all the stuff you can get, all the stuff you mix in is the Hero FX chest. That is going to be your little play center to really deepen experiences. So yeah, what do you need to play Fall of the Ascents? Well, you need the base box. The expansion box is optional. Is it optional? Encounter deck, is it optional? No, it's not. You need all this. Living card, you need all that. The Hero FX chest, this is completely optional. This is basically if you've got more than one volume that you should get this, or you're interested in sleeving, because if you sleeve the base box, it won't fit in the box. Whereas if you put those sleeve cards in the Hero FX box, it'll fit in them. It's been designed for that. So, yeah, and they do say, please, no spoilers for the campaign, especially Volume 1 that's already out. And most people on YouTube have been happy not to spoil it and just tell you how great it is. And so yeah, dev team that love the system, making fantastic volumes, coming back to those volumes, updating all the cards, adding a campaign map, a real, neoprene map. So yeah, absolutely perfect. And if you're coming on this project, which is for a first time, what should you get? The recommended is what theme do you want? Do you want fantasy, or do you want this kind of fantastical forest? For me, I'll take 'em both. I'll take 'em both. Because when the next campaign comes out, it'll be Volume 3, and I want to get the big Volume 3 pledge. So anyway, on that bombshell, peeps, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the content. Please give the video a thumbs up. I probably will still do videos on the channel when things surprise me, and if one of my game board members here that I play with here in Mexico are interested in a campaign, I'll certainly make sure I cover it on the channel. And if you've got any suggestions, you can also drop a comment of a Kickstarter, and if it gets a vote here from my team here that does the editing, we will still cover stuff, but expect our content to not be as big as before, as I'm trying to stay away from news, I guess. But there'll definitely be a video for the Gloomhaven minis, as I'm looking forward to that when it drops. It has been delayed, hasn't it? May, I think it's coming, and it's a role-playing game. I don't know if you've seen a picture of the box. It's a really big box, isn't it? It would be 800 minis. Wow. So yeah, double down on the games you've got. Enjoy your collection. Close the chapter. Open a new chapter. Get painting, spray painting. Get pimping out, upgrading stuff, and enjoy your collection that you have. So yeah, and look out for expansions to the content you've got whenever that comes. So on that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy, through these years of the channel. I'll of course be back now and again. And this is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.